All right, let's take a look at numbers. And we're going to look at them a little bit differently than you have before. So let's take the number 123. Now, aside from the fact that this is going 1, 2, 3, it's not really important. But what is important is we want to look at what each of these numbers mean. So most of you guys are aware that a 2 right here is not going to be the same as a 2 right here or a 2 right here. And the difference is what they represent. Now, I know this is known to some of you, but we're going to go over this really quickly, and then we're going to practice adding numbers and making sure we add them correctly. So what this number represents, the 3, is called the ones place. It's how many individual ones or items you have of something. So let's say you have 123 coconuts. Okay? So the 3 would represent having 3 individual coconuts like that. The 2 would represent having bundles of 10 coconuts. And you'd have 2 bundles of 10 coconuts. And the 1 here represent having a big bag of 100 coconuts. An easier way to think about this too is to use money or dollars. So imagine you have $123. The 3 in this case would represent having 3 $1 bills. The 2 in this case would represent having 2 $10 bills. And the 1 represent having 1 $100 bill. Now let's go ahead and look at adding some numbers and keeping that in mind. This is the ones place, this is the tens place, this is the hundreds place. This is how many ones you have, how many tens you have, and how many hundreds you have. And it could be of anything. That's just how we bundle it in math. So, and it doesn't matter how you bundle it, right? It's still going to be 123. If you had 2 bundles of 50, say this represents 50 and that represents 50, and 1 bundle of 23, this would still be 123. But the way they position these numbers, they have a certain meaning. It means that this represents 100 of them, 100 of whatever it is, $100. So this is one $100 bag or one $100 bill. This represents having 2 $10 bills, and this represents having 3 $1 bills. And it's going to add up to 123. Okay, and there's a reason it happens this way in math, and that's called the base 10 system, which I'll go over in a different video. So now we know these numbers, what these numbers mean and what they represent. Let's go ahead and add something to it. Like, we're going to add 45 more coconuts to the 123 coconuts we have. So when we add them, we have to remember that this 5 represents having 5 individual coconuts, just laying out on a table or in your hands. You have big hands for that, though. And this 4 represents having a bag of 10 coconuts. So when we add these two numbers, would be adding a bag of 10 coconuts, 4 bags of 10 coconuts to 3 coconuts, would that give us 7 bags of 10 coconuts? Or would it give us 7 individual coconuts? No, it's obviously going to be a lot more than that. That's why it's important to keep track of what you're adding together. So this 4 represented tens of coconuts. That means you have 4 bags of 10 coconuts. Okay, so, and this says you already have 2 bags of 10 coconuts. So we have to add the bags plus the bags together to figure out how many total bags of 10 coconuts we have. So let's go ahead and line up the 4 under the tens place. This is 2 sets of 10 coconuts. This is 4 sets of 10 coconuts. Okay? And together you would have 6 sets of 10 coconuts, or 6 bags worth of 10 coconuts. But we're not done. We have 5 individual coconuts that a friend gave us as well. Now where should we add that? Should we add that right here, beneath the hundreds of coconuts? This represents 100 coconuts. If we add a 5 to here, we would say we'd have 6 bags of 100 coconuts. That's obviously way too many. This is just 5 little coconuts. So we need to make sure we add them with the corresponding thing. So these are individual coconuts and these are individual coconuts. So we're going to add those together. When we do that, we end up with 3 plus 5, which we know is 8 individual coconuts, and 2 plus 4, which tells us that 2 bags of 10 coconuts plus 4 bags of 10 coconuts gives us 6 bags of 10 coconuts. And 100 coconuts, or 1 bag of 100 coconuts, plus 0 bags of 100 coconuts, leaves us with 1 big bag of 100 coconuts. And together we have 100 coconuts plus 60 coconuts plus 8, and we call that 168. I hope you guys see it that way and can understand why we're lining up the terms like this. Let's do one more quick example with money, and we'll call this video good. So imagine you had $255. I want you to take the time, maybe even pause this video, and answer these 3 questions. How many $1 bills do we have? How many $10 bills do we have? And how many $100 bills do we have? Okay. So the answer to your question should have been we have 5 $1 bills, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual $1 bills, and then 5 $10 bills, which I'll represent like this, little 10 in there. So we have 5 of these. We have 5 tens. Okay? And we have 2 $100 bills. So 100. 100. Okay? So this is the number of hundreds we have. This is the number of tens we have. This is the number of ones we have. So if we want to add our magic number, 123, to it, we need to make sure we line up the ones with the ones, the tens with the tens, and the hundreds with the hundreds. This is 5 $1 bills plus 3 $1 bills. Now you have 8 $1 bills. This is 5 $10 bills plus 2 $10 bills. So now you have 7 $10 bills. And this is 2 $100 bills plus 1 $100 bill. So now you have 3 $100 bills, or $378. Anyway, that concludes our addition section. We'll definitely have more videos like this. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer them to improve this and future videos. Thank you guys, and have a great day.